Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of RPG Site's 2015 awards. If you haven't seen part 1, highly recommend you go and check that out. There's some great awards in there, but this is where we get down to the nitty gritty of what we on staff felt were the very best titles of 2015. We decided this by making a big old list of all the games we all felt should be considered for each category, and then we had a huge debate, or perhaps in some instances arguments, about what should and shouldn't be on the final list and what should actually win the category. We've actually uploaded those debates in a podcast format, so if you want to find out how we made these decisions, that's the best way to do so. This video really exists to show you the winners and the runners-up in each category, but if you want more information, there is a text article explaining the awards on the website on rpgsite.net, and also, as I said, there are the podcast debates to listen to. Today we've got a few categories. They're the core categories of our awards. They are the best indie RPG, so the best independent RPG, the best small screen RPG, so that goes for phones, tablets, 3DS, Vita and so on. The best big screen RPG, which of course covers all the big stuff, the consoles, PC, etc. And then finally, our award for what we feel is the very best of the year. The final award is a little bit different. We do actually grade them first, second and third, whereas in all the other categories we just have a winner and 2 generic runners-up. So that's how it's different. That's what we've done for this year. 2016 looks like a hell of a year, so be sure to join us throughout it on this YouTube channel, on rpgsite.net, and at all our social media accounts and stuff as we travel through what's going to be a hell of a year for RPGs. And we'll see you again for more awards this time next year. Enjoy.
The winner of our Best Indie Award, given to the most impressive RPG developed without significant publisher support, is Undertale. The runners-up in this category are Obsidian's Pillars of Eternity and Shiro Games' Evoland 2. Heartwarming, silly, whimsical, absurd, these are only a few of the ways you might describe our favorite indie title of 2015. Undertale packs emotion and wit into a retro-styled RPG about a human who finds themselves in the world of monsters. Touching on themes of loneliness, empathy, compassion, and aided by a stellar soundtrack, very few titles can connect with the player the same way Undertale does, while at the same time delivering humor both clever and wacky. Not only that, Undertale isn't shy to challenge some of the typical conventions found in the RPG genre, from how exposition is delivered to how monsters are engaged. It's somewhat difficult to describe what Undertale offers without spoiling too much of the experience, but it's easy to say there's not much else like it. The game is incredibly responsive in how it reacts to the player's actions both in and out of combat, and how character behavior largely depends on player choice. Not to mention the game is loaded with secrets to discover. Undertale is also especially cohesive in how all facets of the game work in harmony to deliver one of the most heartfelt experiences of the year. With a memorable narrative, fantastic music, charming characters, and less than 10 total playtime hours, anyone fond of RPGs should set some time aside for this gem of a game.
The winner of Best Big Screen Award, given to the title that best encapsulates everything great about playing on a console or PC, is Bloodborne by From Software. The runners-up in this category are The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt by CD Projekt Red and Xenoblade Chronicles X by Monolith Soft and Nintendo SPD. What is immediately apparent about Bloodborne is just how much thought went into every aspect of it. Whereas Dark Souls was compromised in some respects to meet publisher deadlines, Bloodborne is the result of Hidetaka Miyazaki's vision without filter. It is a triumph of great game design. The most impressive thing about Bloodborne is the care put into the world of Yharnam. Many games boast living, breathing worlds, but few succeed in the way that this game does. The level design, lore, environmental storytelling, and art direction come together in a way that makes the player feel like they're exploring an actual city. All game worlds are designed around the player, but Bloodborne does a very good job of concealing this fact and makes you feel like your character is involved in a story much larger than themselves. The combat in the Souls series was more a tactics affair than it was about reflexes or combo memorization, but Bloodborne is a much faster paced game. Nearly every enemy engagement can end with you being bested if you don't pay close enough attention, and you must utilize all the tools at your disposal to survive. The game really keeps you on your toes to the point where it can even be a bit draining. However, that is part of what makes it such a joy. Coming out the victor in battles as tense as these is immensely satisfying. Bloodborne is a constant fight for your life ride from beginning to end. It can be a brutal and trying experience at times for sure, but the game also respects your intelligence a great deal in return. In an age where tutorials mask the hand of the developer very little, wandering the streets of Yharnam is a very refreshing journey.
The winner of our Best Small Screen category is given to the title that serves as the most enjoyable RPG experience on a portable platform. This year's winner is Falcom's The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky, the second chapter. The runners-up in this category are Atlus's Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker and Square Enix's Final Fantasy Record Keeper. 2015 may not be remembered as a landmark year for portable gaming, as the various mobile and dedicated handheld platforms didn't see many exciting new releases. As such, it created an opportunity for a 9-year-old title to claim our award as the best small screen RPG. But The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky, the second chapter, isn't just any old RPG, it's the conclusion to a story Western fans have been demanding for over 4 years. Despite encountering monumental obstacles, publisher Xseed has delivered one of Falcom's best RPGs with one of their finest localization efforts to date. While the game is essentially the second half of the original Trails in the Sky, the second chapter's impeccable writing, fully realized characters, and breathtaking soundtrack have ensured this title is still amazing 9 years after its original Japanese release. There are few RPGs that have stories and characters as captivating as the ones featured across both Trails games. The second chapter delivers on over 4 years of hype and anticipation, being a compelling conclusion to an incredible saga that should not be missed.
The winner of the best overall RPG, given to the RPG that has excelled in all areas to be one of the standout titles of the year, is Bloodborne. The runner-up titles are CD Projekt Red's The Witcher 3: A Wild Hunt in second place, and Toby Fox's Undertale in third. The Souls franchise is now home to a number of great games, and while Bloodborne doesn't technically fall under the Souls moniker, at its core, Bloodborne is indeed a Souls game. What makes Bloodborne really special is how it manages to follow the legacy of the games that preceded it while striving for perfection in core mechanics of its own. The world of Yharnam is expertly crafted, dominated by towering, characterful gothic buildings haunted with evil beasts and creatures that stand in your way. Make no mistake, Bloodborne is difficult, but it provides players with the necessary tools to tackle every obstacle. Encounters leave an impression one remembers, while weapons feel unique and solidly customizable to better fit a particular playstyle. Most notable is the ability to transform your weapon into a secondary form that devastates foes in an alternate fashion, which is a solid addition to the player's moveset. In terms of design and balance, Bloodborne feels about as close to perfect as a game can come. All of its mechanics and gameplay systems intertwine into something really special, and when it clicks, it's excellent. What Bloodborne achieves with its intrinsically connected gameplay systems is quite an achievement, and no part of the game feels like it goes to waste. It's an experience without the extraneous fluff, focused and uncompromising in its vision. On a sliding scale of what is and isn't an RPG, Bloodborne probably sits at the far fringes. It barely scrapes into the genre with its narrative told through subtleties and action-driven combat. but there's enough character customization here and player agency for us to happily include it on this list. RPGs should be more than a journey, and at their absolute best, more than just a game. Bloodborne is just that, presenting an immersive, compelling, and grimly beautiful experience from start to finish.